Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. Hello, Devil Alex. Hello, Nelson. Hello, Fangy Tang. Hello. Hello, Zora Sapphire. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. What are we thinking for the thumbnail? What are we thinking for the thumbnail? Let's see. I think just Forever... no, not Forever War. We already have a video about Forever War. I'm trying to think, but we're really going to be covering some Iran war updates. I think it's going to be primarily about the hearings. How about just, you know what I need, Nelson? I need Todd Blanche saying, "I'm Trump's lawyer." That's what I need. I'm Trump's lawyer. You think you could do that for me? Thank you for the $2. Thank you for becoming a member for 6 months. Much appreciated. Currently orange in Syracuse, New York. Yeah, because of the Ontario fires. 100%. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't know if it's CERN being shut down, but I've had the shittiest luck this past week. No, that's just you. That's just you. Because I always have incredible luck. That's just you. Yeah, there's a lot of smoke out there on the Hudson. It's quite smoky. Probably from Ontario. The sky is not apocalypse orange here now. Missed you, King. Thanks, Sanguinus. Big speech tonight? No, that's tomorrow. You're talking about Trump's speech? That's tomorrow. That is tomorrow. Copy that, Melentoid. Can do, can do, can do. Oh, that's so fucking funny. Oh, happy birthday, Valenti Simp. Click this link.
Look, man, at the Hasanabi broadcast, you get to see both sides, okay? You get to see both sides of me. Inside of you, there are two wolves. Inside of me, there are two wolves as well. Both are gay. But one is a wolf that is serious and covering news and situation monitoring. The other gay wolf is not so serious and covering fun stuff, okay? Look, man.
That's a great video. That's a great video. I'll give you that. Okay, Kamala Harris, the sequel. Oh, God, is she really going to run again?
Look, man.
House votes for permanent daylight savings. Who gives a shit? How is that news? Who gives a fuck? Taurus was seriously injured after the bison tossed him. Yeah, dude, I saw this. This shit was so funny. This shit is so funny, dude. Motherfucker was booking it. Booking it. Booking it. I need to see it again, actually. Oh, that's so fucking funny. Is he good? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Grok, in this situation, should we punch the bison in the nose to disable it? No. Punching a bison in the nose is a terrible idea. These 2,000-pound animals are built like tanks. A punch won't disable it and will probably just get you tossed harder. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
That's so fucking funny, dude. Oh, that's so good. Welcome to Puppy Court? Fuck is this?
To Puppy Court. We have several cases to discuss today. Please be seated. First up is pork. We have evidence.
As someone who lives in Wyoming and has dealt with many a buffalo, the only way something like this happens is if you do something to piss the buffalo off. Yeah, that's what they all say, until the buffalo's a dick and the buffalo just wants some fucking smoke. Permanent daylight savings would lead to darker mornings come election time. I'm not saying it's a plot to make it scary to leave your house in the morning, but yeah, I don't know about that. Bison guy lived, broke several bones. That blows. Thanks for the donations there, guys.
To suggest that he refuses to poop in mown grass. Fortunately for him, that is not a crime, just very weird. Next on the stand, we have a dog who let a raccoon into the house while their human was at the hospital giving birth.
I love raccoons, man.
We can only assume the dog misunderstood when they were told they'd soon be welcoming a new addition to the family. Next on the stand, we have Britt. At first glance, this is hard to defend.
Hannah! Oh, Britt!
We did get confirmation that the child forgave Britt, so why shouldn't this court? Next on the stand is Bear and Bull on trial for their actions in June of 2018. Apparently, they ate a delivery driver's lunch. The driver, named Mary, left a note that read, "Hey, I drove up to deliver a package and both of the dogs crawled in my truck. They got into my lunch and ate an egg and some carrots and pumpkin seeds. I don't know if that will upset their tummies, just FYI. The dog's human, Carol, said that she would have never known because they always look guilty of something. However, we do have evidence. 2 small carrots in the grass next to the driveway. Carol did leave Mary a $20 Subway gift card and a note from the boys that read, "Sorry we ate your lunch. Thank you for sharing." That apology satisfies the court. Next on the stand is Egg White and Egg Yolk from Taiwan. They live in a factory where temple statues are made, and they recently decided to take one for a walk. It weighed 176 pounds. We're told it was Egg White's idea, and Egg Yolk was simply an accessory. They did return it though, and were unsure what they used it for, so we're confident a jury would never convict. Lastly, on the stand, we have Hugo.
Aww.
This is our first, but certainly not the last time, reminding everyone that a lack of intelligence is not a crime. Please let us know if we should turn.
That was great. That was great. Good for him. Good for those dogs. Oh, yeah, everyone's shitting. Everyone's shitting, man. Excuse me. Terrible. Terrible that everybody's shitting and farting. Cats on a couch, Instagram creator sues after being barred from JD Vance event. What? Five armed Secret Service agents approached her in line. She was denied entrance to the venue by authorities who told her, "We know where you stand." So what, you're not allowed to see the vice president speak if you don't vociferously support him? That's criminal. That's against the law. You can't fucking do that. Thank God she's suing them. His new memoir, let's see. She was set to speak on the Trump regime's efforts to combat healthcare fraud.
Here's the story of how I'm suing JD Vance, or the Office of the Vice President, or the Secret Service. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure who yet. Someone in this administration is about to learn what happens when you mess with a little girly pop who has time and a flair for drama. Buckle up, babes. For those of you who don't know, the entire point of this Instagram account is to troll JD Vance every single day because he is the human equivalent of a soggy saltine cracker. What started as a fun little mission to have more followers than him quickly turned into a community of petty legends who collectively agree that JD Vance is the most unlikable vice president in history. Let's be real, that is a title that he had to work very hard to earn. Apparently, my daily roasting of JD Vance has hurt his feelings so badly that I've now made it onto some sort of government watch list. Yesterday, I tried to attend an event that was publicly hyped as an official work visit by JD Vance in his capacity as the vice president. He was out for an event supposedly uncovering fraud. The event was held in Bangor, Maine. I thought, what better way to spend my day than reminding JD Vance that he is one bad poll away from becoming a trivia question. I registered for the event. It was on official White House letterhead. The confirmation on screen, also White House letterhead. The follow-up guest guidance came straight from the office of the vice president. Every single sign pointed to this being a public event. Taxpayer-funded Air Force Two, Secret Service, whole production. Naturally, I showed up with my little registration in hand, ready to serve looks and side-eye. And so after standing in line for about 30 minutes, five service agents approached me. Not one, not two, five. For me, a girl with a cat meme account on the internet. They called me out by name, which honestly, you know my name, pulled me out of line and told me that I couldn't attend. When I asked why, considering the fact that I had registered, received confirmation, and followed all the rules, they said, it's a private event and we know where you stand. Translation, JD Vance is scared you'll hurt his feelings in front of everybody and his ego can't take it. So let's be real. JD didn't want me there because he knows that I would roast him so hard he would need SPF 1000. That man is so fragile, he makes a Fabergé egg.
Yeah, I'm glad she's suing them. That's absolutely illegal. You can't just turn somebody away for not liking the president or the vice president. That's incredibly fucking illegal. Just another example of the fact that you live in an authoritarian dictatorship where we have a death cult that worships a pedophile, and if you don't worship him, you're considered a dissident, and you actually have less rights. Fantastic. Diarrhea everywhere. U.S. airstrikes targeted 2 warehouses storing grain and wheat flour in the Azadegan and Hovayeze areas of the Khuzestan province. 5 Patriot interceptors self-destruct after stopping to destroy Iranian missiles. Well, that's embarrassing.
So when I put that out, yes, they've been very strong partners. And they said, we'd love to do it a different way. We'd love to invest in the United States with billions and billions of dollars.
Oh, yeah, Trump already is backtracking from being the guardian of Hormuz. When did he do this? In his latest post on Truth Social? Well, that can't be true because I have all of his Truth Social posts. Oh, I've decided to replace the 20% United States reimbursement fee with trade and investment deals from various Gulf states. Oh, so we already backtracked. That's so fucking funny, dude.
South Africa? I've heard you talk
Well,
about
because I think, because I
give me
do
another
think,
example where you say it's okay to continue any level of support for an openly genocidal society that has mass murdered 80,000 people, more than 300 media workers, has invaded Lebanon, has bombed Iran, and you're saying, oh, but we need to protect civilians. This isn't about protecting civilians. The greatest threat to their civilians is their policy. And so I don't understand why you have even one qualified shred of support for a sniper mass murderer masquerading as the only democracy in the Middle East.
Well, but I'm not saying that the United States should be supporting the funding for Iron Dome, just so we're clear. I'm saying that we shouldn't be restricting Israel from being able to get the Iron Dome or be able to develop the
Why?
Iron Dome technology. Well,
I stop there. Everything else you're saying makes so much sense. Why do you stop there? It feels to me like you're trying to have it both ways on this issue. So you can say, well, I actually support, defending the Israeli civilians. You're not defending Israeli civilians with that policy. You're defending the sniper's ability to keep killing because it won't face the ultimate accountability, which is a total embargo on all support for an apartheid state.
Yeah, I don't think you have to put at risk. You would agree, there are innocent civilians in Israel, right?
I disagree. I vehemently disagree. I don't believe there is such thing as an innocent Israeli. I think their entire culture is a brainwashed, subhuman group of vermin, and that they all cheer for the mass murder of non-Jewish supremacists.
20% being Arab Israelis. I mean, I just don't think that you have to put their lives at risk to achieve the end.
Fuck them. They can suck my dick and pay for their own fucking Iron Dome. What the fuck is this, Ro? Ro, what the fuck is this?
Of stopping the apartheid, stopping the occupation.
Israel puts their lives at risk by waging genocidal wars with the support of a significant portion of its population, and by enabling them by saying, well, the sniper still needs to have his cover, or well, I stop at this thing. What you're saying is that the accountability then doesn't lie on American policy toward Israel. It's sort of something abstract. Well, Israeli civilians could die. Israeli civilians are dying in these attacks because of the apartheid.
Correct.
Palestinians have a right to kill Israeli soldiers, Congressman? On October 7th, when they attacked the military
100% they do.
Did the Qassam brigades and Soraya al-Quds have a right to kill Israeli soldiers?
Yes.
Or no? On October 7th, did Palestinians have a right to attack Israeli military bases in the Gaza envelope? Yes or no?
Yes.
I mean, I think October 7th attack was a terrorist attack, so I don't justify.
Was it a terrorist attack when the first targets that were hit on the morning of October 7th were multiple military bases? Did Palestinian forces have a right to attack those military bases?
I am not for violence again in any way. I mean, I am for making sure that we end the occupation.
Do they have a right to do it, Congressman? Do they have a right to attack Israeli soldiers?
No, I'm not going to say that Hamas had a right to attack Israeli soldiers or kill Israelis. Like I don't think that advances peace or advances.
Yeah, no, need this. This is huge. Might actually start, or no, we're not going to start with that, but I'm definitely including that. All right, too much. I'm done. All right, this is what we have, and this is what we will be going with. Okay. Wow, that's incredibly fucking disappointing from Ro Khanna. That's incredibly fucking disappointing from Ro Khanna. Did he get bought? No, he's just, you have to remember, Ro Khanna is not a socialist. Ro Khanna is not in the DSA. He's not DSA endorsed. He is still a liberal capitalist. He still supports the military-industrial complex. He still supports Israel's right to exist as a Jewish state. He's just, Ro is trying to run for president, and he's trying to gain popularity on the left side, on the left wing. But yeah, no, he is also paid by J Street, which is an Israeli PAC. Please remember, his misguided peace talk here is a byproduct of his family being members of Mahatma Gandhi's peace march and protests of peace to get push out British Empire. I don't give a fuck about his excuses. I don't give a fuck. If you don't support 100% embargo on Israel, cutting literally every last penny that we send them, they get no money, they get no weapons. If you don't support that, you are an enemy of humanity. It is that fucking simple. It is that fucking simple, okay? You need to support cutting the umbilical cord, okay? That is what you need to support. Anything less than that is nowhere near enough. That is so incredibly disappointing. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to kirk in? Oh, wait. Is Nelson done with the thumbnail? Nelson, you need me to pose? You need me to pose? Need me to pose? Yes, I'm getting rid of that. We don't need that. All right, here we go. All right. There we go. It's golden. Can you wear the toothpaste shirt again? No. Go fuck yourself. No, go fuck yourself. Thank you for the $20. We are the harbingers of change. Our way of life, system, and society. They're at risk of unimaginable reformation. The only way to save any semblance of our ways of life now is to create and grow together. Also, fuck Israel. Great message there. Great message. Why is Trump opposing Georgian senators? Because they stand against him, and because the Senate majority that the Republicans have is not wide enough. He doesn't feel safe. Plus, the two Georgia senators are like very, very anti-Trump. Roe ain't perfect, but damn if you don't glaze him up. I don't glaze Roe Kana. I call him friend of the show because he is. Also fucks up your whole I never talk to politicians shtick. I have never once said that I don't talk to politicians. I have posted videos of me with Brad Lander, Claire Valdez, Daria Lisa. The fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? I've said I've never accepted money from politicians. I've never had a conversation with a PAC. What the fuck are you talking about? A huge part of my job is to have conversations with politicians, you dumb fuck retard. What the fuck are you talking about? I have entire videos online of me interviewing politicians. The fuck? Jesus Christ. Some of you are so unbelievably fucking stupid, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Your volume is low. Let me crank it up just the tiniest bit. There we go. Oh, good God. Good fucking God. I'm just trolling. Suck my fucking dick till I come down your throat, bitch. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, that pissed me off. Some of y'all are fucking retards. I swear to God. I swear to God. All right. Y'all ready to kirk in? Y'all ready to kirk in? We have not done the video yet. We have not done the video yet. Here we go. Here we go. So we're having confirmation hearings right now. One of them for Todd Blanche, who wants to be the acting attorney general. Or sorry, he is the acting attorney general, but he wants to be the official attorney general. And then the other one is for Jay Clayton, who wants to be the director of national intelligence to replace Tulsi Gabbard. And there are a couple of clips from this, and it's absolutely fucking pathetic. We have Todd Blanche admit this is like a direct conflict of interest. He is asked if he's friends with President Donald Trump, and his answer is, I'm his lawyer. I'm sorry, what? You are his lawyer? I know that you used to be his personal defense lawyer, but if you are his lawyer right now, you simply cannot be the attorney general. That is a massive conflict of interests. So when you're talking about that, we're also going to be watching some footage of Jay Clayton just outright refusing to say that that Joe Biden won the 2020 election, because if you want the job in the White House, you have to be on your knees sucking Trump's dick. So it's just absolutely fucking pathetic. A little bit of coverage with Scott Bessent with his horrifying smile talking about how they're putting Trump's face on a $1 coin and Trump's signature on $100 bills. We also have Trump glazing ice, and then some good news. We have identified the Nazi who executed Johann Sebastian Guerrero the other day. His name is David Brulette. We're going to be pulling up his profile here on this website called called theicelist.org. And hopefully karma finds this man and finds him quickly. What else? Some Iran war updates with Donald Trump. So if you remember the other day, he said that we are now the guardians of the Strait of Hormuz, and that we will be charging a 20% toll on all ships who pass through. Now, he's immediately withdrawing that statement, going, never mind, we're not going to be putting a 20% toll. We're actually just going to be getting hundreds of billions of dollars of donations from Gulf states. None of that is happening. The Iran war is escalating and more regional actors are joining in. We now have Yemen's Houthis are joining in. They have bombed Saudi Arabia, which is a massive, massive escalation. And then on top of that, the United States of America did daytime strikes today, this morning, which is the first time we've done that since like late February, which is a massive escalation and is probably going to be the prequel to the ground invasion of Karg Island. And then, unfortunately, we have to cover Ro Khanna being a massive disappointment. Ro Khanna, a friend of the show, he is getting roasted by Jeremy Scahill because it seems like Ro Khanna actually does support sending Israel Iron Dome technology, or what they would call defensive weaponry. I'll say this, and I'll say it loud and proudly. We need to cut all funding to the repugnant rape state known as Israel. They do not deserve a single fucking penny of our tax dollars. Cut all the weapons, cut all the money, cut all the aid, give them nothing. That is America first. Anything below that, whether it's, oh, well, we just want to give them defensive weaponry, oh, we just want to give them Iron Dome. Nope, fuck you. You are an Israeli shill. Fuck you. So we're going to be talking about that. Anyway, before we do, let's quickly run down. Hi, how are you? I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. This is real independent media. All of the money that I make here is through grassroots donations from you, the viewer. The only money I make is through AdSense revenue on YouTube. It is through donations. By clicking the thanks button down below, you can tip me directly. By clicking the join button down below, you can become a member of the channel for $5. You can become a patron on Patreon for $5, $6, $7. That'll give you access to all of my videos on Patreon. And then you can buy merch. We've got the posters, we've got the mugs, we've got the hoodies. Also, make sure you guys go check out the latest episode of Valentified History, the Forever War video, because seemingly we are even closer to a forever war than we have ever fucking been. Yeah, never had a conversation with an advertiser, a sponsor, a billionaire, a government, a PAC, any of that shit. So if you do want to help support the channel, please do. And without further ado, let's just dive right into the shit. So the first thing I want to show you is Todd Blanche saying that he is Trump's lawyer, despite the fact that he is trying to become the Attorney General.
Are you and President Trump friends?
I'm his lawyer.
Well, that's illegal. You can't be his lawyer and the Attorney General. That is a massive conflict of interest.
I'm his lawyer. Was his lawyer. And
he caught himself, but that doesn't matter. You're under oath and you said you're his lawyer.
I'm the Deputy Attorney General. So I was his lawyer, and now I'm the deputy.
You can actually see it in his eyes when he freaks out at what he had just said.
I'm his lawyer.
You see this right here? It goes, was
his lawyer, and now I'm the Deputy Attorney General. So I met him as his criminal defense attorney. I'm not sure there's very many people who have ever had a criminal defense attorney who calls that person their friend. I now have...
Also, no, you are not Trump's friend. You are his little lapdog.
Well, let me put it this way. Are you enemies?
No, we're not enemies at all. No.
By the way, this hearing is still going on live right now as I'm recording at 1:14 p.m. This one, by the way, is grating. This is going to be hard to watch. It is grating. So this is Jay Clayton, who is supposed to be the Director of National Intelligence. And if you're curious, no, he has absolutely zero experience in intelligence whatsoever, let alone being the Director of National Intelligence. But just watch this. Just watch this exchange.
Or no? Did the President of the United States pardon a convicted narco trafficker?
Yes.
Who won the 2020 election?
You know, I'm not going to do this with you.
Do what? Do what? Answer the question. What you were able to see. By the way, this is how, the way that they need to start doing this. The way that these senators need to start doing this is you need to say, who won the 2008 election? They'll say Barack Obama. Who won the 2012 election? They'll say Barack Obama. Who won the 2016 election? They'll say Donald Trump. And then say, who won the 2020 election? And watch them squirm. You need to, you know, set the stage for these questions.
This is a job interview. We've established that you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee. Yes, you do have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee?
Yes.
Who won the 2020 election?
Like I said, I'm not going to get into that with you.
But you do have an obligation to be honest and
By the way, the reason why he can't say Joe Biden is because if he does, Donald Trump will have a temper tantrum and fire him.
forthright with the committee.
Is anything that I just said not honest or forthright?
Yes, you're not being honest or forthright. Who won the
I think I've
2020
answered
election?
By the way, this is one of the men that Trump plans on disqualifying tomorrow.
Question. We can keep doing this.
Well, we're going to keep doing it because you're not being honest and forthright.
I'm not going to engage in the theater.
It's a simple question, Mr. Clayton.
And I've answered
Who
it.
won the 2020 presidential election?
I've answered it.
Audience of one right now, by the way. This man, he's sweating profusely because there's only one viewer that he cares about, and it is our pedophile Führer named Donald J. Trump. He is more afraid of pissing off the Führer than he is lying under oath.
You're here asking for the support of senators to lead America's intelligence community. We've established that you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with this committee and with the American public, but you refuse to answer a simple matter of fact about the 2020 election. Is that right?
No, that's not right.
Then answer the question. Who won the 2020 election?
I have answered the question.
Answer it. What is your answer?
I've given you my answer.
Oh my God.
What is your answer?
Your answer was literally, I'm not doing this with you. I'm not getting into this with you. Are we dead ass? Are you just gonna sit there in silence? Is that what this is? Is this the quiet corner?
You refuse to answer a basic question about who won a presidential election, but you asked to lead America's intelligence community? Isn't it humiliating to be unable to answer this question, to have to indulge?
Well, see, in order to feel humiliated, you have to be capable of feeling shame. And anybody and everybody who works in the Trump regime has sold their soul to the Israelis, and part of that is giving up the feeling of shame.
The president's delusions. We know, you know, everybody in this room knows the truthful answer to that question. Why can you not give it?
Because the pedophile Führer will have a temper tantrum and fire me! And I just care about power and authority, and I just want power for the sake of having power. I don't believe in anything. But don't worry, he was not the only one who asked Jay Clayton this one.
Can you tell me why Joe Biden was certified as the winner of the 2020 election?
I really, I'm going back to my constitutional law here, but I don't want to continue to have a debate about this, but I believe he had the most electoral votes.
So he won the election?
He followed our process, had the most electoral votes, was declared the winner, and
who has the most electoral votes? Is it the person that wins or the person that loses?
I think that's your characterization. I really...
I think that's your characterization? What, of the guy who won the election wins? Yo, how do we move forward as a society if we can't even address basic fucking facts, basic realities? Like, yeah, Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Yeah, Now let's move on to the things that actually matter. Like, the fact that this is a question that they can't answer is so horrifying and nobody's addressing it, because it quite literally means that Donald Trump gives them the reality that they must live in. And if they teeter in any way, shape, or form, they're getting fucking fired. So, this motherfucker, if he gets the position, would be the director of national intelligence. And seemingly, he is so afraid to piss off the Fuhrer that he can't tell the truth about who won the 2020 election. So how the fuck can we expect him to do his job if he's so horrified of the Fuhrer?
I'm not going to continue to
The
do
reason
this.
why we struggle with this, and I think it's especially important in the job you're nominated for, is because it seems that folks who are nominated for these positions just fundamentally refuse to disagree with something the president says.
Yes!
And the problem I have with this is he isn't in the room today.
Yes, but it's an audience of one. He's watching. It's like when Fox News, refuses to say anything bad about the pedophile because they know he's watching.
You're going to be in a room with him many times. And at times, you should have a difference of opinion. And if you can't disagree with him when he's not in the room, are you going to be able to disagree with him when you're sitting across from him in the Oval Office?
No, he won't.
Or the Situation Room. That's what I struggle with, because this job is different. This job, it's not about softening the edges when the truth is unpleasant. It's about delivering information and making sure the president understands that information. And by the way,
Mark Kelly here, I'm not kidding. You probably forgot this because we live in a hellish nightmare. The president of the United States, Donald Trump, called for this man to be hanged. Does anybody else remember that? He literally called for this man to be hanged until dead. That's a real fucking thing.
Will risk their lives to get this information. And if it's not transmitted to the president, if he doesn't understand it, I mean, there's going to be disagreements. We expect that. But I really struggle with this, especially in your position, because you can't disagree with him on this, because he doesn't like the fact that he lost in 2020. As you said, Joe Biden was certified because he got the most electoral votes. That means he won, but you still refuse to say that.
And I was sitting at the SEC when this occurred, and I can tell you that maybe people worked harder.
What?
But I don't think anybody I know worked harder to make an effective transition to my successor at the SEC.
What the fuck are you even saying, dude? What the fuck is he even saying? Jesus Christ, bro. All right, no, but don't worry, guys. The White House is focused on the things that matter.
Trump's signature will be on a $100 bill.
Well, it's going to be on all the currency for the 250th.
Everything.
Yes. So that as Treasury Secretary, I only have two mandates. The currency has to say "In God We Trust" somewhere on it, and there cannot be a image of a living person, but we have the president's signature, which again, I think it is appropriate for the 250th. During the 150th, there was a Calvin Coolidge coin, so we can put living people's images on a coin.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude, really fucking, yeah, America first, baby. Put Donald Trump's face on the fucking $1 coin. First of all, who the fuck uses $1 coins, okay? We used to use these in New York because you could use them to get on the subway. But, nobody has a coin purse anymore. Who the fuck? And why the fuck are we spending U.S. tax dollars? By the way, we're on day 138 of Operation Epstein's Fury that has cost us over $1 trillion and we are out of ammunition. But okay, yeah, no. Let's use tax dollars to put the pedophile Fuhrer's face on the $1 coin and put his signature on the $100 bill. What the fuck?
president's also going to have a coin coming out with his image on it. We could put your image on it.
Let's not get carried away.
Well, people might hoard. People might hoard it. So
My family, and that's it. Can I see the president's signature?
yeah. So here's the sheets of hundreds. Hot off the presses. Watch out! Don't smudge it. don't smudge it. So what'll happen? They're printed here in D.C. or Dallas. Then they go to the Federal Reserve, and the serial numbers are all registered at the Fed. And then the Fed starts sending them out into the banking system. So
motherfuckers are gonna be snorting blow through Donald Trump's signature
this fall, that these with the president's signature will be available.
When liberals see the signature, are they going to light it on fire?
Well, yeah, that's good for the U.S. government when they do it. So, their hair's on fire, so they should keep the currency away from their hair.
Dude, I also can't get over his ugly teeth, bro. What are these called? I forgot what they're called, but he's got like fake ass teeth in his mouth. It is so uncanny. It's so fucking weird. Was that not his mugshot? No, I'm pretty sure you're right. Where's the coins? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his mugshot. Jesus Christ. All right, so we're going to move on to some ICE news. Veneers, that's what it's called. Thank you. We're going to move on to some ICE news. So, as you guys know, ICE has executed, I think, 10 plus people since 2025. At least 10 people, and many, many more have died in ICE custody. And recently we saw the executions of two different men, two different fathers, two different innocent people. The latest one being Johann Sebastian Guerrero, the 26-year-old father who was shot clean through the brain while his 3-year-old daughter was in the back seat and the car was still in drive, which then led the car going in circles. Because, ICE is a bunch of psychopathic pieces of shit. And then what happened immediately after that was ICE was ordered to to halt stopping vehicles, right? Vehicle stops, traffic stops, because it's incredibly fucking dangerous to fire into a moving vehicle, as we saw from the fact that there was almost a crash because of this. The guy had his daughter in the back seat. I mean, also not to mention the fact that you straight up fucking murdered this guy. But here is how our pedophile Fuhrer this is his take. The men and women of ICE are doing a great job, one that has to be done. Crime is way down in America, in many cases with numbers that haven't been seen in decades. The open border policy of Sleepy Joe Biden allowed 25 million people to pour into our country unchecked and unvetted. Note, I've talked about this before, the number of undocumented immigrants who entered during Joe Biden's term keeps going up, bro. They started off during the campaign saying there was 9 million. Then they said there was 12 million. Then they said there was 15. Then they said 17, then 20. We are now up to 25 million people. And I, along with many others, have this theory that they are going to keep on slow drip boosting that number until it hits 65 million. Because 65 million is the number of Latinos in the United States of America. Whether they are legal citizens, whether they were born here, whether they are undocumented immigrants, 65 million is the total number of Latinos. And as we know, Stephen Miller has said numerous times that he wants to deport 200 million people from the United States of America and turn this into a white nation only. Thank you so much for the $100 donation, Mystic Fox. She says he says Trump is the worst president in U.S. history and ICE should not exist. Here's $100 for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, so the open border policy of Sleepy Joe Biden allowed 25 million people to pour into our country unchecked and unvetted. Many were criminals and we have to get them out. In order to do this, we must be strong, tough, and smart. And we cannot give up one of ICE's most important and effective crime-fighting tools, the traffic stop. Once we do, we are playing right into the criminals' hands. The radical left Democrats would like to see this done, but it won't happen on my watch. ICE, be judicious, fair, and smart, and go back and do your very important job. I have a burp. Excuse me. Keep those crime stats records coming. Remember, you are loved and respected in America. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. No, everybody fucking hates ICE. The only people who love and respect ICE are the 79 million subhuman vermin who voted for a pedophile, proudly voted for a pedophile, even though they knew he was a pedophile. We all knew Donald Trump was a pedophile, and they still voted for him. So this was Trump's, trying to turn back the whole idea of making ICE immediately stop doing the traffic stops. But we do have some good news referring to ICE here. We have, the Nazi who murdered Joan Guerrero, he has been identified as David Brulette. So this is on the icelist.org. David Brulette is the Nazi documented as the officer who fired the shots that killed Joan Sebastian Guerrero, a 26-year-old man from Colombia, during a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement operation at the intersection of Poole Street and Hill Street in Midford, Maine, in the morning of July 13, 2026. But so the agent is an agent number ME00876, identified as David Brulette by two people who knew him personally. By the way, if you know any ICE agents, this is your civic duty. You must tell the American people their identity. I don't care if they've even done anything yet. I don't care if it's their first day on the job. You need to post, I know who an ICE agent is. Here is their picture. This is their name. That is your civic duty, okay? These are federal officers, and they are not allowed to hide their identity. All of them wearing masks is incredibly illegal. Being in unmarked vehicles, incredibly illegal. I mean, granted, I don't expect anything less from an actual Nazi Gestapo mass murderer force, but this is good news. The identification was confirmed by Project Relief Maine, an immigrant rights group, on their Instagram. So here is a picture of the Nazi. And I hope to God karma finds him and his entire fucking family. I hope it finds him slowly, and I hope it finds him painfully. Let's move on here a little bit. So now we're going to talk about some Iran updates. This is what Trump posted. So Trump the other day said that I am the guardian of the Strait of Hormuz, and we will be charging a 20% toll on any ships who go through. Plus, we are reinstating the naval blockade, and I am the biggest dick boy ever. I have the biggest cock, and my balls are big too, but not bigger than my dick. I promise. These are all direct quotes from the President of the United States of America. So here is what he posted, because he's pulling back his idea of being the guardian of the Strait of Hormuz. Oil is flowing like never before, thanks to the awesome power of the United States military. A special salute to Secretary of War Crimes Pete Hegseth, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Dan Kane, and Commander of the United States Central Command Admiral Brad Cooper. Bradley Cooper? Huh? Because of them and all members of the most powerful military anywhere in the world by far, the Strait of Hormuz is open to all ship traffic except for Iran. That's not true whatsoever, by the way. The Iranians are still firing on ships in the Strait of Hormuz. And that is because of their lying, violent, malicious leadership, which is taking them down the path of total destruction. We will therefore have a full blockade, but only on ships coming to and from Iranian ports or carrying anything having to do with Iranian cargo. Based on highly productive conversations with Middle East leadership, I have decided to replace the 20% United States reimbursement fee with trade and investment deals that the various Gulf states will be making into the United States. Those investments will be massive, but at the same time, extraordinarily good for them and their future. As everyone is aware, we have the largest dollar investment into the United States of any country in history, but these new investments will make that number even larger, and we will see factories, plants, and equipment pour into the United States at historic levels, which will create additional millions of high-paying American jobs. America is winning again, winning like never before. The days of Iran killing hundreds of thousands of people, including 52,000 protesters, are over, and most importantly, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So seemingly nothing has changed, and we are continuing to bomb the ever-loving fuck out of Iran and have accomplished absolutely nothing. The Iranians still control the Strait of Hormuz. We do have some updates for you. U.S. military says it has redirected 2 commercial vessels since restarting the blockade. Iran has no plans for negotiations, Iran's foreign ministry said after the U.S. carried out more strikes on the country. There's a little bit of footage here. I'm gonna let this play while I go blast the AC because I'm sweating my big fat dick clean off my body. Come on, fucking play the goddamn video.
We're seeing the fourth consecutive night of strikes and counter strikes. Trump is also threatening to strike Iranian power plants and bridges. What's been the impact so far?
Well, Linda, it's certainly not the first time that we've heard the US president give these maximalist threats against Iran, this time saying he would be going for infrastructure like those power plants and bridges. But in the past, what we've heard from Iran is that these very strong threats really do show just how desperate the president is. We heard that from the Iranian chief negotiator. So it's unlikely that threats like that will bring Tehran back to the negotiating table. What we have seen, though, overnight with these strikes, we've heard from the US Central Command saying that they have more than 20 US Navy warships, hundreds of military aircraft operating, and for the most part, they are once again targeting military infrastructure along the Strait of Hormuz, along the coastline, to try and degrade.
Trump also said in a recent interview that he's going to begin bombing their bridges, electrical plants, and civilian infrastructure as soon as the end of the week, all of which are war crimes. We've already been doing this. That's why we have Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War Crimes. His job is to commit war crimes.
Iran's ability to be able to threaten commercial shipping in that critical waterway. We also heard from Central Command, the commander saying that over the past 7 days, Iran has attacked 7 commercial ships, saying that almost a dozen crew members have been killed, are missing, or have been injured. Now, when it comes...
Every single one of those crew members who died on those private vessels, their families should be suing the American government, should be suing the President of the United States of America, because as you saw in Trump's post, he said, the Strait of Hormuz is open to all, the Strait of Hormuz is safe, you can go ahead, and then these ships try it and the Iranians bomb them. This is all Donald Trump's fault.
To the response we're seeing from Iran, it is as it has been for the last several.
This is so confusing because I thought Iran's military was destroyed. I thought we destroyed their drone manufacturing facility. I thought we destroyed their missile silos. I thought we destroyed their Navy and their Air Force. I'm so confused because the pedophile Fuhrer said that we destroyed them militarily. So how could they possibly be doing this? It's almost like the President of the United States is a pathological liar.
Nights we've seen Kuwait.
You know, one of the fucking best parts about this is that Lindsey Graham spent his entire life trying to start a holy war with Iran. He then got that war to start and watched us lose and then died. That's the fucking funniest shit of all time, dude.
Bahrain and Jordan being impacted by Iranian missiles and drones. We do have video that CNN has geolocated of what appears to be an Iranian Shahed drone in Kuwait hitting a warehouse that was already on fire. Now, the Revolutionary Guard said that...
By the way, there are many American interceptor missiles that missed their targets and then self-destructed in the air. Reminder, it costs us $1.6 million to shoot down a single $20,000 Iranian Shahed drone.
They did target Kuwait, saying they targeted a logistics and support center. Jordan saying that it shot down 3 missiles in Bahrain. The Revolutionary Guard saying that they attacked fuel storage facilities used by the US Navy 5th Fleet. So we are starting to see really a familiar pattern here, Linda, but it's certainly...
Yeah, it's Groundhog War, like I've said a million times. So here's the latest. Blockade is underway. The U.S. military, the Legion of Goyim says it has, quote-unquote, redirected 2 commercial vessels since reimposing its naval blockade of ships going to and from Iranian ports. Global oil prices and U.S. gas prices ticked up again amid the renewed blockade and increased strikes. New waves of attack. U.S. Central Command said it carried out strikes on Iran for 90 minutes this morning as tensions flare over the critical Strait of Hormuz. The strikes followed hours-long attacks overnight, which Tehran said killed at least 7 military personnel in the southeast of Iran. No plans for talks. Iran currently has, quote, no plans for negotiations, according to its foreign ministry spokesperson, who added that Iran would not adhere to any agreement if the U.S. breaches its obligations, which we did within half an hour of the MOU being signed. Threat to infrastructure. U.S. pedophile-in-chief, the Fuhrer, Donald Trump, renewed his threat to bomb Iranian civilian infrastructure unless Tehran returns to the negotiating table. So the American pedophile Fuhrer warned that the United States would strike bridges and power plants in Iran next week unless Tehran returns to the negotiating table. Quote, we're going to hit them very hard tomorrow night. We're going to hit them very hard the night after. And then next week, it gets really bad for them because next week comes the power plants. Next week comes the bridges. We're going to knock out all their power plants. We're going to knock out all their bridges unless they get to the table and negotiate. Trump told Fox News in an interview on Tuesday, literally all of this is war crimes. Literally all of that is war crimes. It is not the first time the Fuhrer has threatened to strike power plants and bridges in Iran, and he's frequently used aggressive and blustery threats as a negotiating tactic without following through. Iran and U.S. representatives are still talking, but the pedophiles regime has said that they can't move forward on negotiations while Iran limits traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. Retired Brigadier General Mark Kimmett noted on CNN's Aaron Burnett that, quote, bridges and infrastructure that are primarily being used to support military forces are legitimate military targets. That's not true whatsoever. These bridges are civilian infrastructure, and they are simply going to claim that all civilians in Iran are actually terrorists. This is a very Israeli take. I'm not sure if you know this, but the Israelis, this is official, by the way. The Israeli government has said that any living person over the age of 18 in Gaza is Hamas. They say the exact same thing about Hezbollah in Lebanon. They say any and all living beings over the age of 18 are Hezbollah, and they are targets that are allowed to be murdered. It's complete fucking psychopathic bullshit, but granted, we are talking about Israel, so they are not capable of sanity. Quote, I didn't hear anything about civilian infrastructure. I didn't hear anything about civilian bridges. So let's hope we're going to stay focused on the military targets, Kimmett added. The Fuhrer said strikes on Iran, which have continued for the fourth consecutive day since the implosion of a memorandum of understanding, will continue until I say it's enough. The Fuhrer also declined to rule out calling in ground troops to Iran, but said, I don't want to do that. Sometimes you need a ground campaign, but we have other people that will do the ground campaign for us, he said. He didn't specify other countries that had offered to send troops. That's because there aren't any. There is literally no country on planet Earth who has offered to send their ground troops for an invasion. Oh, it expired. Good. I'm done with the article anyway. So, the war has escalated. Yemen's Houthis launched missiles at Saudi Arabia after strikes on Sana'a airport. Yemen's Houthis said they launched missiles at the Abha airport in southwestern Saudi Arabia on Monday. Friendly reminder that Saudi Arabia, in conjunction with Israel, did 9/11, and then we invaded Iraq and Afghanistan, who had absolutely nothing to do with it. We did that so that we could harvest their oil on Monday in response to airstrikes in Sana'a's airport that they blamed on the kingdom. The Saudi-led coalition in Yemen, which backs the country's internationally recognized government, said its air defenses, quote, dealt with the missiles and no casualties were reported. The Houthis, who control northwestern Yemen and are backed by Iran, earlier accused Saudi Arabia of, quote, blatant aggression, saying it had struck the runway of Sana'a's airport. I have another burp. So sorry. The strike was claimed by Yemen's government, which said it wanted to prevent an Iranian plane from landing. It was the most significant escalation in the largely dormant conflict between the Houthis and Saudi Arabia since an informal truce took effect 4 years ago. Yemen has been devastated by a civil war. This is a very long article. We're not going to read the entire thing. But what's important is the fact that more players are entering the field. More fighters are entering the field. This war is nowhere close to being over. Nowhere fucking close. It keeps getting larger. It keeps getting more and more out of hand. The United States of America does not have any goals. We are just repeating the exact same thing over and over again, thinking that we could bomb them into submission, when in reality, every American and Israeli bomb that lands in Iran only strengthens their resolve and gives their regime more power. Okay. The fighting has reportedly left more than 150,000 people dead and triggered one of the worst humanitarian crises, with more than 22 million people in need of some form of aid, according to the United Nations. So now we got a little bit of Fox News coverage on this, so you can see how state-controlled propaganda with an audience of one, Donald Trump, is painting the recent strikes.
We're going to hit them very hard tonight. We're going to hit them very hard tomorrow night. We're going to hit them very hard the night after. We're beating them up really badly. They have to be beat up.
Wow, they cut the part right after that. By the way, right after that is when he said, we're going to start bombing their civilian infrastructure. They cut that shit off immediately.
There's Trey Ying sitting down with the president just yet.
Latest video from Pete Kegsbreath. Ooh, let's see. What do we got? This is the Secretary of War Crimes and Raging Alcoholic.
We have the most...
This says the High T Department of War. Oh, God, we're literally being led by a bunch of frat bros with nuclear weapons, bro. Oh, my fucking God, this is going to be so bad.
At the Department of War, we have the most elite warriors on the face of the earth. Every single day, you are pushed to your absolute physical and mental limits to master the profession of arms. We demand your all, and you give it. But while we invest heavily in our weapon systems, platforms, and gear, our most decisive tactical advantage will always be the individual warfighter. We have a sacred duty to maintain that advantage, which is why we must constantly look for new ways to optimize your performance.
Is this going to be like an advertisement to give them testosterone boosters? I swear to fucking Christ, if this is like a, if you're in the military, come get your own dick hardening pill. We've got Viagra, we've got TRT, we've got everything you need for your little shrimp peenie.
Your resilience and your long-term health. And to meet that commitment today, I'm authorizing a new screening program for testosterone deficiency.
I cannot believe this shit, dude. Kicks out the trans people from the military and then goes, would you like some gender-affirming care? Does your little peenie weenie not work? Is your wife fucking a Jody? Well, don't worry. Here at the Department of War, we give you dick pills. What the fuck?
Our service members, ensuring you have the right testosterone levels to operate at your absolute best. Because it's well-established science that as we age, testosterone levels often naturally drop. Under the supervision of our world-class medical professionals, warfighters age 30 and older are going to be tested annually as part of their periodic health assessment. It's a health assessment that happens every year.
You call me a pre-watch Andy all you fucking want. This video just came out and it was linked in the goddamn chat. Fuck all of yous.
We're just adding this test. Those under 30 can voluntarily choose to get the test as well. If treatment is recommended...
Yo, real quick. If you need testosterone boosters and you're below the age of 40, something is incredibly fucking wrong with your body.
It's entirely your choice to receive testosterone replacement therapy. This initiative, it's not about artificial enhancement. It's about restoring and optimizing your natural capabilities, protecting your longevity, and ensuring you have the biological foundation required to sustain the fight. We owe our warriors the absolute best medical care in the world, and this program delivers on that obligation. Taking care of your long-term health means ensuring you remain strong, resilient, and capable, not just for your next deployment, but for the rest of your life, so you can thrive long after you take off the uniform. As we know, the modern battlefield is brutal and unrelenting. It requires and demands maximum psychological and mental readiness. And by addressing these health markers early, we're keeping you on the leading edge of lethality.
Yeah, because the reason why we lost the Iran war was because of a lack of testosterone. Yeah, that's why.
Giving you the same level of support that you give this nation, the absolute best. Godspeed, keep going, and God bless.
That's what she said. Ha! That's so fucking stupid. I can't believe that. All right, let's finish this.
Yesterday.
So back to Fox News' coverage of the Iran war.
And That beating has started, and the first time we have daytime strikes up until now. It's only been at nighttime.
Yeah, that's a massive change. That's a huge escalation.
And also along the Persian Gulf, there's a town here called Bampur. It's right around this area where you see this red dot. Is about 120 miles off the Gulf of Oman. There's an army barracks there that's been hit. Reportedly 7 troops killed on behalf of the Iranians, about 250 at a minimum were wounded. So also in the same area, this is where the blockade had been initiated for about a month and a half's time, and that's been put back into place yet again. Already we're hearing from CENTCOM that 2 commercial...
Yeah, in 15 years from now, guys, you're going to see advertisements on the TV where it's like, were you given testosterone replacement therapy while in Operation Epstein's Fury? Well, if you were, you are entitled to compensation because your balls no longer produce semen and you can't have kids. That's what's going to happen, bro. I swear to God.
Vessels have been rerouted since this began as of 4 o'clock local time yesterday. I'm going to bring in Dan Hoffman right now. Try and figure out what's happening now. There was another area hit, Dan, if I could.
What the fuck is that guy? Look at that guy's ears. Bro, why do none of these people have, like, normal bodies and faces? This motherfucker is deformed. He looks like the other guy, like the thumb.
Hard to pinpoint here. It's a tiny little island. It's called Tum. T-U-N-B, and that was struck as well. Remember, the Iranians consider these islands to be their own aircraft carriers. They sit in the Persian Gulf. They can be manned with military equipment. That was a target also. Do you believe this changes the course of anything right now, Dan?
Well, I think these are important tactics.
Well, I can hear your heartbeat, and it's escalating. Are you afraid of me and my deformed body, sir?
Tactical military successes. But Iran right now considers this battle over the Strait of Hormuz to be the center of gravity in their war against the United States. And I would just draw everyone's attention to the Iran-Iraq war in the 1980s, resulted in 8 years of fighting, over 1 million killed, and just a massive amount of destruction of Iran. And they've got a very high threshold for the pain that they're willing to inflict on their own citizens. This hardline regime, IRGC regime, has shown no indication that they're willing to negotiate. What they want to do is to continue to take on the United States. So I think tactical military strikes are certainly part of the answer. There are probably other things we might be thinking about doing, perhaps non-belligerent nations escorting ships through the Strait of Hormuz, perhaps even decapitation strikes. I think the president is...
Decapitation strikes means targeting their government leadership again, like we did in the first day when we assassinated like 150 members of their government, including their Ayatollah and his 6-month-old granddaughter.
Listening very carefully to his intelligence community for reflections on the impact of these strikes and considering other options to try to induce Iran to change their behavior.
In the afternoon, Axios reported yesterday they went inside the Situation Room. Don't know what came of that. Maybe we'll learn a little more today when the president is in Pennsylvania with a lot of members of his staff and military staff there. Meanwhile, back to this interview that Trey had yesterday. There are nuclear sites that have been targets on behalf of the Israelis and the Americans. One is called Pickaxe Mountain. I
thought we obliterated their nuclear program last June.
How significant it is today, but here was the question and the answer that came yesterday.
Weapons experts say that the United States doesn't have the ability to strike deep enough with these bunker buster bombs at Pickaxe Mountain.
They can go deep. We have good stuff. Nobody knows about Pickaxe. By the way, nobody knows if they even are doing anything in Pickaxe. It's just something that comes up.
Oh my God, he's literally admitting that our intelligence systems have no idea what they're doing. He's admitting, he's like, yeah, I mean, even our intelligence, we don't know what the fuck is in that mountain, man.
We have cameras on it. There's very little activity there. But if there's even just a small amount, we'll hit it, and we'll hit it hard.
Okay, I want you to answer that. And also, I was listening to your first answer, and that matches up with what the Institute of Study of War is saying right now about Iran. Here we go. Iran retains the ability and willingness to attack commercial shipping despite recent U.S. strikes on Iran. The threshold, you use that word, Dan, the threshold for Iran to be able to disrupt shipping in the Strait remains low, however. Can you interpret all of that? Pickaxe and what ISW is saying.
Yeah, so first of all, Iran can continue to use their asymmetric capabilities to disrupt the Strait of Hormuz, traffic through the strait. They're launching drones from deep inside their own territory, and that's a challenge for us to find those locations from where they're launching.
You don't even know where they're being launched from? So, Iran is a mountain fortress, okay? That's what Iran is. It is a sprawling fucking desert surrounded by mountains, right? And they have this train system all throughout the country, underground, right? And I'm not kidding about this. They funnel these drones to like different parts of the desert where what looks like dirt opens up like Wile E. Coyote, like a fucking, like the cartoons of old, and out launches a drone, and then it shuts, and then it moves on. That's the reality of what's going on, and this is the reason why we are incapable of destroying their drone manufacturing, is because we don't know where it is. It keeps on moving. They keep on being launched from different places. It is, dude, we are so outclassed.
As for Pickaxe Mountain, look, the Trump administration gave Iran every opportunity to negotiate a deal on Iran's nuclear weapons, their ballistic missiles.
We did negotiate a deal. Trump signed the memorandum of understanding. We violated it within half an hour. Why did the fucking camera just do that? I hate when it fucking does that, dude. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick. I clicked it. I don't know why it does that, man. I'm going to have to get my my man on that. My man is Nelson.
Their support to proxy terrorists, and Iran has rejected those offers. There were significant opportunities for Iran to grow economically and build out their economy, but they chose not to do that. If they don't want to do that, that leaves us no other option than to continue to strike Iran's weapons of mass destruction. That's their nuclear sites.
They don't have WMDs. Oh my God, we're doing WMDs. WMD. They got WMDs. Where have I heard this before? Oh my fucking God, dude. It's literally deja vu. It's Groundhog Day. I feel like an 8-year-old boy.
And their ballistic missile sites, the drone sites, and continue to take the fight to their proxy terrorists. We've seen what Israel has done to Hamas and Hezbollah, and I would expect all of that to continue if we don't get to the place where we can have negotiations with Iran. And right now, we're not there.
Okay, Dan, thank you. Dan Hoffman, we'll talk real soon, okay? This is an active story, ongoing as we speak at this hour.
It seems like we're gearing up for a ground invasion, to be honest. It genuinely does. It seems like we are getting ready to invade Karg Island. Amphibious assault, our Marines land, they set up FOBs. The Iranians launch 10,000 drones and 5,000 missiles, and we get absolutely fucked on. All right, the last thing I want to show you is incredibly disappointing. It is Congressman Ro Khanna, friend of the show, getting absolutely shellacked by Jeremy Scahill because Congressman Ro Khanna actually supports sending defensive weaponry to the disgusting rape state known as Israel.
Would you say this about apartheid South Africa? I've heard you talk
well,
about it.
Because I think, because I do think...
Give me another example where you say it's okay to continue any level of support for an openly genocidal society that has mass murdered 80,000 people, more than 300 media workers, has invaded Lebanon, has bombed Iran, and you're saying, oh, but we need to protect civilians. This isn't about protecting civilians. The greatest threat to their civilians is their policy.
Correct.
And so I don't understand why you have even one qualified shred of support for a sniper mass murderer masquerading as the only democracy in the Middle East.
Well, but I'm not saying that the United States should be supporting the funding for Iron Dome, just so we very clear. I'm saying that we shouldn't be restricting Israel from being able to get the Iron Dome or be...
We give them the Iron Dome. We paid for the Iron Dome. So if you don't support us funding it, then you support us cutting the funding.
Be able to develop the Iron Dome technology. Well,
I stop there. Everything else you're saying makes so much sense. Why do you stop there? It feels to me like you're trying to have it both ways on this issue. So you can say, well, I actually support, defending the Israeli civilians. You're not defending Israeli civilians with that policy. You're defending the sniper's ability to keep killing because it won't face the ultimate accountability, which is a total embargo on all support for an apartheid state.
Preach. Complete and total embargo.
Yeah,
which is, by the way, exactly what we did to Japan during World War II after the rape of Nanking when they were invading China and Manchuria, right? We put a complete and total embargo on them. And then what did Japan do in retaliation? They attacked us. That was the plan. That's why we put the embargo on them.
I don't think you have to put at risk. You would agree, there are innocent civilians in Israel, right?
I vehemently disagree. There is no such thing as an innocent Israeli. Their entire fucking ideology is built upon brainwashing and Jewish supremacy. They need to be eviscerated.
Right, including 20% being Arab Israelis. I mean, I just don't think that you have to put their lives at risk to achieve the ends of stopping the.
Real quick side note, this disgusting freak known as Ryan Grimm, he wrote 4 different articles about my cousin Jessica's tits. Back 20 years ago, in 2007, he wrote 4 different articles and then held a live commentary at Politico all about my cousin's tits because she took a picture with a whole bunch of famous people, including Bill Clinton, and she is an attractive woman. 4 different articles, fucking freak.
Apartheid, stopping the occupation.
Israel puts their lives at risk by waging genocidal wars with the support of a significant portion of its population, and by enabling them by saying, well, the sniper still needs to have his cover, or well, you know, I stop at this thing. What you're saying is that the accountability then doesn't lie on American policy toward Israel. It's sort of something abstract. Well, Israeli civilians could die. Israeli civilians are dying.
Who did? Ryan Grimm? Yes. Ryan Grimm, this disgusting fucking freak, wrote 4 different articles about my cousin's tits.
Dying in these attacks because of the apartheid. You know, Palestinians have a right to kill Israeli soldiers, Congressman?
Yes. Yes, the fuck they do.
On October 7th, when they attacked the military bases in the Gaza envelope, did the Qassam brigades and Surah al-Quds have a right to kill Israeli soldiers?
Yes.
Or no? On October 7th, did Palestinians have a right to attack Israeli military bases in the Gaza envelope? Yes or no?
I mean, I think October 7th attack was a terrorist attack, so I don't justify.
Was it a terrorist attack when the first targets that were hit on the morning of October 7th were multiple military bases? Did Palestinian forces have a right to attack those military bases?
I am not for violence again in any way. I mean, I am for making sure that we.
If you support sending money to Israel, then you do support violence. You support their mass murdering, genocidal, apartheid, rape state.
End the occupation.
Do they have a right to do it, Congressman? Do they have a right to attack Israeli soldiers?
No, I'm not going to say that Hamas had a right to attack Israeli soldiers or kill Israelis. Like I don't think that advances peace or.
Avi says, Chris, let me explain why it's so much more insidious. The whole Israel can pay for Iron Dome languages. Okay, I mean, go ahead and type it in chat.
Or advances Palestinian statehood.
Does Israel have a right to drop a single bomb on Gaza in response to October 7th?
No.
I believe Israel had the right to get people who killed the civilians, but not in the way they went about it, which I've said is genocide.
But the Palestinians don't have a right to attack the very military bases that are running the killing operations on October 6th, 2023, or October 5th, 2023. It's a double standard. You're saying there are ways that Israel should be able to kill Palestinians, but there is never a condition under which Palestinians can attack armed, uniformed soldiers of a force that is still considered an occupying force under international law. I don't make it make sense to me.
Dude, it is so unbelievably disappointing to hear that. It is so unfucking believably disappointing. All right, listen, if you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing. It helps me immensely. If you want to help support independent media, this is entirely grassroots funded by you, the viewer. You could buy merch. You can click the donate, the thanks button down below to tip me directly. You can click the join button down below to become a member of the channel, and you can become a patron on Patreon for $5, $6, $7, whatever you want to donate. Goes a very long way. If you're here live, you stay. We're going to keep on going. Oh, do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers. Damn, that was a long-ass video. Holy shit, I didn't even notice how long that video was. After AOC said she no longer supports any weapons funding of Israel, the talking point became Israel can pay for their own Iron Dome with the idea that they already have enough money. I don't care if Israel has enough money. If we make Israel fund their own Iron Dome and Israel doesn't have enough money to do it, fuck them. I don't give a shit what happens to them. I couldn't give less of a fuck if you paid me to. I swear to Christ. I think people need to understand my position on this is I don't care about Israeli lives. I don't care about them. They have taken my money. They control my government. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That's their problem, not fucking mine. And I also refuse to believe that the Israelis don't have the money. If there's anything the Israelis have, it's money. Oh, Avi's calling me. Hello, Avi.
Chatters are like calling your phone. So also, like, I can't explain the whole thing in chat, and I wanted to like throw in the nuance that I think makes this all really bad.
Go ahead.
Because I think you're talking about how if they can't afford the Iron Dome, well, fuck them. I think the problem is we've given them so much money already that they will be able to afford the Iron Dome no matter what. So this new talking point of we should no longer send defensive weapons to Israel, the one that J Street has taken on, and the one that AOC has like basically toed the line on, the one place where I'm mad at AOC when it comes to like leftist stuff, is that you can have this talking point now because over the last 70 years, we've given them so much money that they have free healthcare, they have all this stuff because they don't need to spend money on their own weapons, and they've collected enough that we can say, oh, Israel can pay for their own Iron Dome, because it's like, Chris, if I gave you $1 million yesterday, and I'm like, well, I'm not giving you any more money, but you can go buy a house because you can do what you want, right? It's like choosing to actively disregard the history. And so that's what I was trying to get at, that like, that's why Scahill was asking Roe those questions and like pushing in, because Roe's new line is they can afford what they want. But Scahill was like, no, and you're right, we need to do a fucking embargo, we need to do sanctions, we need to do what we did to South Africa to get them to end apartheid. And that's where we're at. So I wanted to get that like whole explanation, because I think that gets lost a lot of the time. That talking point is being used by the liberal Zionists so often.
No, I get that. I mean, listen, I think that, you know, not only putting a embargo on them and sanctions on them, but I think that, you know, practically sending them an invoice needs to be done. We need to be reimbursed for every single dollar we sent them.
Okay, Donald Trump. I see you.
Well, I mean, to be honest, they've used our money to provide their country with free healthcare. They've used our money to provide their country with universal education. They've used our money to, you know, wage a never-ending war and genocide. I just think that, and I don't think you disagree with me. I just think that they, you know, they owe us hundreds of billions of dollars, and if they refuse to give it to us, we should wage war on them and take it.
Yeah, and that's why on InfoWars, Donald Trump declared war on Israel.
On InfoWars?
Yeah, on the new Onions InfoWars.
That's hilarious.
That was the thing. But anyways, I want to see if your audience that, because I really do think you're going to hear a lot of people try to parrot that talking point, and being able to like tell your friends the real truth is going to be so important.
Absolutely. Thank you for the intelligence briefing.
Of course, always happy to help.
All right, brother. I'll catch you. Peace. All right. All righty. I think she's been compromised. AOC? I don't fucking know. All right, let's get these videos uploaded. Excuse me. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm being 100% serious. I think that we should declare war on Israel. There we go. All right. Titles for this video will be, Todd Blanche says he is Trump's personal lawyer. These confirmation hearings are an absolute joke. Iran War Day 138. Iran War Day 138 Everything is fucked. Not too much on AOC? No, I mean, I don't think AOC is bad at all. I like AOC. It did disappoint me when she supported sending Iron Dome weaponry, but hopefully she understands that if she actually wants to maintain her power, she needs to become a literal war hawk against Israel. There is only one nation on earth that is worthy of having a war declared on it, and that is Israel. Publish. I think AOC, unfortunately, has made some tough calls and mistakes and all. Yeah, I mean, I expect politicians to make mistakes, but I just think that when it comes to Israel, it is so easy to be on the right side of history. It is so easy. All you have to say is, no, I don't support sending Israel a single dollar, and I support forcing them to pay back every single penny we've ever sent them. It's very simple. If they refuse to do it, we march into Jerusalem, we sack it, we drain their bank accounts, and we take that money back. Might as well fucking plant the American flag there, too. That's where I'm at. Right. There. I think we force Israel to be a true democracy. We're beyond a place where a two-state solution is possible. I don't believe Israel can exist. I think its existence is a threat to humanity. Israel is a Jewish state. That's a problem in and of itself. You want the Israelis to stay, you need to rename the entire country, you need to reshape their entire government, and to be honest, I also don't think the Israelis should be allowed to stay there. I think they should be forced to move back to the European countries they moved from in 1948. There is no such thing as a native Israeli. There are native Palestinians. There are no native Israelis. It's not a real thing. Save. They are all invaders. Every last one of them. Iran War, day 138. Everything is fucked. I disagree. I think freedom of movement is a right. Oh, that's where we disagree. Let me make this advertisement. Alrighty. Alright. Oh. Filming it on the wrong app. Okay. So Todd Blanche, who wants to be the Attorney General, he just said that he is still Trump's personal lawyer, which is a massive fucking conflict of interest. They have Jay Clayton, who wants to be the Director of National Intelligence, refusing to answer who won the 2020 election. This is because it's all about the audience of one, and our pedophile Fuhrer is watching these hearings, and if you piss him off in any way, shape, or form, you are going to get sacked, you're going to get fired, you're going to get fucking insulted online, and all of these people are beholden to the pedophile Fuhrer instead of the American people. So absolutely disgusting and repugnant behavior. Granted, I expect nothing less from Republicans. On top of that, we are in the Iran War, day 138. No new wars, by the way. Peace president, by the way. We just did a daytime strike this morning, which is the first time we've done that since, I think, late February. It is a massive escalation. We are clearly setting the stage for a ground invasion of Karg Island, which is absolutely fucking horrifying. All of our soldiers will die. when that happens, by the way. We'll do an amphibious assault on Karg Island. The Iranians will allow us to create forward operating bases, and then they'll send thousands of Shahed drones, and all of our Marines will fucking die very painful deaths on that island. And then also Trump will do absolutely no attempt to recover their corpses. What else? Ro Khanna, massive disappointment. He was getting shellacked by Jeremy Scahill because Ro Khanna does actually support sending defensive Iron Dome weaponry to the repugnant rape state known as Israel. The only acceptable position is a complete and total embargo on Israel. Not only should they not receive a single fucking penny of the American tax dollar, we should demand all of the money back that we have given them. And if they refuse to give it to us, invade their nation and drain their bank accounts. Might as well plant the fucking American flag in Jerusalem. I couldn't give less of a fuck about their sovereignty. Anyway, whole new YouTube video talking about this. Go check it out. New YouTube video. New YouTube video. New YouTube video. Also, let me know if I triggered you down below in the comment section. There's nothing I love more than triggering vermin. Thank you for the $100 donation, Blue. Hi, thank you for everything and help me find my local DSA. Thank you very much, Blue. Massive appreciation. Love you. All right, let me get this uploaded. I did not see the DSA LA's latest ad. Iran War, day 138. We are so fucked. New episode of the Valenti VOD on YouTube. I'll look it up real quick. Hold on. Anybody have a link to it? It's a month old, but I just saw it. Oh, it's a month old.
This video is fake. It's not real. Not in the scary.
This is not.
This video.
Oh, this is it.
Is fake. It's not real. Not in the scary kind of AI way. I just mean, it's a political ad. We're on a soundstage. I'm walking around in a little circle. This is Diego, our sound guy. You're over it. So are the DSA candidates I want to talk to you about. Los Angeles doesn't work like a city like New York that has one central strong mayor's office. That power is kind of shared between city council, city attorney, and the mayor's office. A little bit less Zoran, a little bit more Voltron, which is why you need a nice buffet of DSA candidates, like Marissa Roy. She's a civil rights lawyer running for city attorney. It's just one of those spots on your ballot that you look at as your eyes glaze over. Your mind foggy like the victim of a wizard's curse, stripped of its memory. City council can pass the laws, but they don't mean anything unless the city attorney enforces them. Marissa Roy has beaten big corporations. Thank you. Plus, she's sued the Trump administration and won. And then there's Ulises Hernandez. She led the charge to reallocate city funds away from punishment and into care. Her unarmed response teams have answered over 15,000 calls. Only 3% needed LAPD backup. Estuardo Mazariegos is a father, an immigrant, and a ground-up organizer. Estuardo's works to empower tenants in South Central and across the city, lobbying for better legislation and developing leaders in communities too often ignored. Faiza Malik has spent the last 15 years protecting renters, immigrants, and everyday Angelenos. From expanding tenant protections to winning policies that help working families stay in their homes, she'll build a West Side that welcomes everyone. Even the guy on the boardwalk with the bearded dragon who hasn't worn a shirt since 1984. You know what? No. Especially the guy on the boardwalk with the bearded dragon who hasn't worn a shirt since 1984. Next up, Hugo Soto Martinez.
Yo, you guys want to hear? This is completely unrelated. I ordered the newest iPhone, the 17 or whatever. It was quote unquote delivered today. No, it wasn't. Said I signed for it. No, I didn't. Who stole my phone? Who stole my phone? Someone stole my new phone. What the fuck?
This is the only rent.
Said I signed for it. I called. I said, no, I didn't. What are you talking about? Who stole my phone?
on city council. He's raised the minimum wage for workers and helped stop landlords from jacking up rents. These rents are higher than David Crosby at the Tower of Babel, babe. Dennis Miller, nice. We can't forget about Dr. Rocio Rivas, who immigrated to Los Angeles when she was 2 years old. Her life's journey from teacher's assistant to vice president of the LAUSD school board is guided by one belief: every student deserves a high-quality, equitable education. But just because she's a doctor doesn't mean she's that kind of doctor. I'm so sorry I showed you that thing on my foot. I mean, it is a tooth, right? It's just, hey, where you...
Fool! Socialism means no iPhone.
For more information about this fight for Los...
Why is the hearings audio crackling? Yeah, it was doing that all fucking day, man. It was doing that all fucking day. Is it still going? I'm assuming it is. Oh, newly obtained footage on the ICE shooting.
Surveillance footage from the scene gives us a glimpse into how the situation unfolded. We want to warn our viewers, some of the video you're about to see may be disturbing. Here's CNN's Yahya Abu Ghazala.
A 26-year-old Colombian man, Joan
Any relation to Kat Abu Ghazala? Anyone know? Because I feel like that's a very rare last name.
Guerrero was shot and killed in an ICE-involved shooting Monday morning in Maine. For now, official information is scarce, but a CNN review of photos and videos of the scene offers new insight into the timeline of the deadly incident. It's the second fatal shooting involving ICE agents within a week, coming just days after a Mexican man was killed in Houston. The latest shooting happened at this intersection in the city of Biddeford. Guerrero was driving this white Kia. There's still a lot that's unclear about what led to the shooting, but here's what we do know. At 7:17 a.m., a doorbell camera from a nearby home captured the sound of gunshots. You can hear 5 shots fired in just over a second in the distance.
Is that a car?
In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security said that ICE was conducting targeted surveillance of an illegal alien. Then it says an illegal alien departed the residence in a vehicle. Notably, they don't...
By the way, he was not an illegal, undocumented immigrant.
Don't specify whether that's the same person they were targeting. DHS says that the vehicle attempted to flee the scene, and fearing for public safety, an officer discharged his weapon. The statement did not explain why the ICE officer thought the driver was a threat. U.S. Senator Angus King said DHS Secretary Markwayne Mullen told him the...
I love Robert Reich. He's great.
...man was not the target...
Robert Reich. My bad. He doesn't like it when you call him Robert Reich.
...of the operation. Surveillance video, which appears to have been captured seconds after the shots were fired, shows Guerrero's car entering the intersection and then slowly moving in circles. In another angle, you can see 2 federal agents standing outside the car, as one of them has his hand on the driver's side door, apparently trying to bring it to a stop. Behind the circling car are at least 2 federal...
Oh, it's almost like when you murder the driver of a vehicle, it keeps on driving. How strange. Who would have thunk?
Federal law enforcement vehicles blocking the road with their lights flashing, indicating where the shooting may have started. The car keeps spinning for over a minute, making at least 4.5 revolutions. Then there's a cut in the video. When it resumes, you can see agents use one of their vehicles to stop Guerrero's car. We can see in this photo that it was pinned by an unmarked federal law enforcement vehicle. You can also see 4 bullet holes in the car's windshield on the driver.
Jesus Christ, this one could have killed the baby in the back seat. All of these shots could have killed the baby in the back seat, but I mean, they don't give a shit considering the baby is brown. Therefore, according to ICE, it is unworthy of life.
Driver's side. 2 federal agents are then recorded outside the car. One of them pulls Guerrero onto the street.
No, they pull Guerrero's corpse onto the pavement, handcuff his hands behind his back, and then leave his corpse on the pavement for 5 hours.
Here's limp, and his head hits the ground. Then officers appear to handcuff him. In other footage, one of the agents can...
That's David Brulette. That's the one who murdered him. That's the Nazi, and it's the one who needed immediate consoling because he was so afraid. I hope to God every time he closes his fucking eyes, he sees the man he murdered and he sees the face of the little girl watching.
Be seen wearing a vest that indicates he's an ICE agent. The other, a Border Patrol agent. 3 other agents, all wearing ICE vests, could also be seen around the car. Then, at 7:21 a.m., local police arrive on the scene as one ICE agent kneels over Guerrero. By 7:23 a.m., about 6 minutes after the shots were fired, both local and federal officers are seen providing medical care to him.
President Trump making a post that just happened in the last hour. He says, "We cannot give up one of ICE's most important and effective crime fighting tools, the traffic stop." About
Oh yeah, Tom Homan is blaming this on Democrats, because I don't know if you guys know this, but ICE doesn't wear body cams, and Tom Homan says that's the fault of Democrats.
the slow rollout of body cameras.
As soon as the trainer's done, the trainers will get the cameras and they'll deploy as quick as
Don't you
possible.
see that to be extremely urgent, given right now
It is
we do
urgent.
not have
They're
video
moving as
of
quick as they possible. As soon as they had funding, they
beyond
bought them.
witnesses.
As soon as they had funding, they bought them. If Democrats want to shut down the government, it would have been a lot quicker.
All right, CNN's Maria Santana live in Bedford, Maine, where there is really growing anger after the death of the 26-year-old Colombian father.
Not death, murder, execution, cold-blooded murder.
Maria, what are you hearing there and what are you learning this morning?
Yeah, hi, Sarah. Good morning. Well, one of the biggest questions here in Biddeford remains exactly the same. What happened in the seconds before an ICE agent opened fire, killing 26-year-old Joan Sebastian Duran Guerrero from Colombia? And the community here is still really grappling with that. They have been trying to demand answers. They have been trying to support this family. We are here in this park, very close by to where Duran Guerrero lived. There have been protests here the last several nights, and as you can see behind me, the community has left notes in solidarity with his family, asking for ICE to be abolished, to get out of their communities, because, you know, Sarah, more than 2 days later, there are still very few answers and details from the Department of Homeland Security over what led to this incident. And a big part of the reason that that's the case is because the agents were not wearing body cameras, and the video from surveillance, from witnesses that have been released, they really don't show those moments right before Duran Guerrero was shot. DHS has so far provided, you know, very few details about why the agent that discharged.
This is another one, or the one from yesterday? This is the same one. However, another man died in Florida, killed by ICE. He was trying to run away from the Nazi Gestapo ICE terrorists and ended up getting run over by a truck. So that I would absolutely classify as another killing by ICE.
His weapon, felt that he was in danger and why he believed that deadly force was necessary. What they have confirmed is that Duran Guerrero was not the person that they were looking for, that he walked out of this apartment building that they were surveilling, waiting for another person who had a final order of deportation. They tried to stop his vehicle, and they said that when Guerrero tried to flee, that in fear for the safety of the public, the agent began shooting.
I'm also joined tonight by CNN's senior law enforcement analyst, the former deputy.
Are these hearings still going on? I believe they are.
Sure.
For the committee of the whole House on the having had under consideration HR 895. 8595 directs me to report that it has come to no resolution thereon.
The chair of the Committee of the Whole House on the State of the Union reports that the committee has had under consideration HR 8595 and has come to no resolution thereon.
Vasquez, if you want to make, and I'm not kidding about this, if you want to keep your family safe from ICE, I'm not kidding. I recommend getting one of these and keeping it in your car. And if you are ever pulled over by ICE, put that on your head. Pretend you are a Trump supporter. Okay? I'm being so dead ass about that. Your life matters more than your dignity. Your child's life matters more than your dignity. ICE gives better treatment to those who support Donald Trump. If you're an immigrant, I highly recommend you get a MAGA hat and you fucking wear that when ICE pulls you over. I highly recommend that.
Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the chair declares the House in recess subject to the call of the chair.
Oh, they're going into recess. Who gives a fuck then? Oh yeah, Adam Mocklib was debating
the
this
second time in
dumb
less than a
blonde
week,
cunt
there's been
on
a deadly
CNN.
ICE-involved shooting.
This is more
As libbed up as Adam is, he's a really good debater, and I give him props for that.
proof that ICE, in its current form, is a rogue agency incompatible with the current constitutional order of the United States.
And for a young kid, man, he's got balls of steel.
We cannot live in a constitutional republic with an agency that has basically immunity to go around in masks and to murder both U.S. citizens, legal immigrants, anybody that they want. Beyond Alex Preddy, beyond Renee Good, even beyond the cases we've seen in the past week, they use the same excuse every time. This person tried to ram me with their car. We actually had one case in Chicago with someone named Martinez, a teacher from a
He has potential to be something great. Yeah, no, I'm a firm believer that I think I know what's going to happen with Adam. I think Adam is very involved with the DNC. I think he's very libbed up. And I think as the years go by, he is going to be fed so much disappointment. And one day he will realize that the establishment Democrats don't give a fuck about making this nation better. They only care about fattening their pockets. Now, it also does depend on, you know, his, what would you call it? His dignity, to be honest, because I'm sure he's making an absolute fuckload of money. Buco bread. So hopefully he realizes that, yeah, I mean, yes, you can make a lot of money, being a liberal commentator, but eventually you have to realize that you're not really going to accomplish anything because liberal values have never accomplished anything.
Chicago school. She was shot 5 different times after they said that she tried to ram her car, but when they got the
But again, I want to stress, I like Adam. I do like Adam.
Camera footage, the body camera
footage. Yes, a socialist in waiting. Thank you. I believe he will eventually turn into a socialist. He's like 22, guys. He's like 22. When I was 22, I was a fucking liberal.
Showed the exact opposite. And then text leaked saying, I shot 5 times and she had 7 holes. Like a despicable, disgusting thing coming from ICE agents. Guess what the punishment for that ICE agent was?
Nothing.
Nothing. He's still on the streets over and over and over.
So just one thing that's actually notable, and it's a little bit different in this sense, because this statement from ICE does not suggest that the agent thought his life was in danger. It explicitly does not say that, which is very different from what they've used in other incidents. And for that reason, when CNN spoke to some law enforcement sources who said,
Chatter says, when I was 22, I was a heroin addict. Apolitical is the way. You fucking gelatinous, spineless little coward. I'm apolitical. I don't focus on politics. How privileged are you, you fucking rat?
Every law enforcement officer in America is scratching their head trying to figure out what that means. What does it mean that he was a threat to public safety that warranted, it seems like, at least 5 shots in the windshield of that vehicle? And when you want to arrest someone, this is a good example of how to do everything wrong. So there is there's the question of legal and illegal immigration, and then there's an issue of how law enforcement is being conducted and whether lives are being lost in the process.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of factors here. First and foremost, his immigration status to me does not matter at this point, because whether he was legal or illegal, no one deserves to die. That's a fact.
I guarantee you don't believe that when it comes to Alex Preddy or Renee Good. Guaranteed you believe they deserve to die.
Now, I want to also say this agent, which we're going to find out the facts through hopefully a very thorough investigation, was 100% wrong. Abolish ICE is reckless, it's irresponsible, and it's foolish. You're basically saying ICE is whatever you said. I couldn't even listen to what you said at that point.
No one at this table is saying
okay,
that.
It doesn't matter.
Wait, do you think that
let me finish.
Do you think that murder is wrong?
You had your derangement syndrome.
Do you think that murder is wrong?
Some people are saying abolish ICE. Just to sort this out. Some people are saying abolish ICE. Adam did not say that.
Okay, or ICE is a rogue agency.
So go ahead.
Are you fighting with someone that's not here right now? I don't know.
No.
See what I mean? Adam doesn't even support abolishing ICE. So he's a little bit too libbed up for me, bro. Adam is probably the type of guy to say that ICE is untrained, they need better training, and they need to have body cameras. That's probably, I don't know, I've never talked to the kid. That's probably his belief, which is what a lot of liberals believe.
I'm saying you said ICE is a rogue agency. She's actually fighting with you.
Adam,
no,
Adam,
actually don't.
Let me let her
I think that Biden let millions of people in
That's right.
and an open border. Now Trump is left with that burden to try to deport millions of illegal immigrants. Now say that this agent was horrible. Say that there's 5 ICE agents that are making
$5 donation. I don't think politicians should be allowed to speak without a lie detector on them. Unfortunately, lie detectors are not a real thing. They're genuinely not a real thing. When you think of a lie detector, it's a heart rate monitor. That's literally all it is. And that, like, they'll ask you a question. They'll be like, is your name Chris? And you say yes. And they get a measurement of what your heart rate is when you answer basic factual truths. And then they ask you things, and depending on your heart rate escalating, that's what they think is a lie. But it's a lie detector is not a real thing. I'm going to go fill up my coffee, by the way, while you guys listen to this debate.
Headlines internationally that are the worst agents in the world. 5 bad eggs and tragic, yes, tragic incidents do not now invalidate the entire purpose of ICE. We need ICE. I care about the Americans being killed by illegal immigrants. It is not systematic.
Yes, the DOJ,
every murder makes every headline for weeks straight. And let me also finish my point, because you said your point. I have never seen this amount of resistance towards authority. We have all, I'm sure, have bad interactions with cops or agents, whatever you want to call them. You don't resist authority, and that's a thing
you don't know
that we
that's,
only
first of all,
see now.
You don't know that that's what happened.
I've seen enough. You mentioned Alex and Renee. You mentioned plenty of people.
I'm talking about.
In fact,
we're talking about this incident in Maine.
Alex was not resisting.
Hold on a second.
First of all, the guy had a gun.
Wait, they took the gun off of him before they shot him. You don't know what you're talking about.
Radical Facebook groups. I don't want to talk about
saying these cute talking points, but you just said that because he's in a radical Facebook group that it's justified.
Alex goes, he spits on cops. He goes to protest. He compensates violence. Yes, he did. There's videos of him spitting on police. He goes to protest as a hobby.
Murder.
No, I'm speaking to my opinion.
Do you think the Martinez case that I mentioned from Chicago was bad?
I did not hear about that. If that's true, it's horrible.
Wait, do you think that the cops should be held accountable? Do you think the agents should be held accountable?
Yes, he should. Do I think ICE should not now?
Okay, so
ICE is a rogue agency because that one ICE agent was
they
messed
violated
up?
100 court orders just in January. Just in January, they violated 100
How many
court
ICE
orders.
agents
I don't know. You
exist?
tell me.
I don't know either. But you're saying that it's a rogue agency, so you're speaking now on behalf of the entire group who's trying to deport illegal immigrants.
A Republican judge named Schultz said they violated 100 court orders just in January. That is more court orders than any agency in the history of America has violated. Do you agree with ICE violating those court orders?
No, ICE should not violate
so by
court
definition,
orders,
they're a
ICE
rogue
as a whole,
agency.
you're saying ICE.
All
right.
use your talking.
Let me let Emily have or Ashley have a word. Go ahead, Ashley.
I hear the point about Joe Biden's immigration policy. He didn't get it right.
I'm assuming I missed some stuff, but is it enough to go back and rewatch it?
Right. We can concede that. And so if you're on the right and you think Joe Biden went too far to the left, I think we have to look at what happened and say,
oh, just got a piss chill. All the men in chat can attest to the piss chill, right? I just want to make sure I'm not dying. The piss chill, the post-piss chill, is that a thing? Yeah? Yes? Yes? Okay. Do women get the piss chill? Do women get the post-piss chill? Yeah? No? I don't know.
Donald Trump is going too far to the right.
In respect of
and
ICE?
let me now you done told him a couple times to be quiet. Now let me finish. Because in the beginning of the Trump administration,
there's something so satisfying about a black woman telling a white woman, nuh-uh, you let me finish. There's something so satisfying about that.
And when he was running for office, he told us he was going.
What the fuck is a piss chill? Fuck you. I know all of you get the piss chill. After you piss, your whole body gets a chill sometimes. It's not every time, but it's sometimes.
Going after violent
crime. Go back, Chris. I swear to God. All right. Let's go back.
And that's a
Well,
thing
you don't know
that we
that's,
only
first of all,
see now.
You don't know that that's what happened.
I've seen enough. You mentioned Alex and Renee. This agent was horrible. Say that there's 5 ICE agents that are making headlines internationally that are the worst agents in the world. 5 bad eggs and tragic, yes, tragic.
Bad eggs? Bro, it's the entire fucking department.
Incidents do not now invalidate the entire purpose of ICE. We need ICE. I care about the Americans being killed by illegal immigrants. It is not systematic. Every murder makes every headline for weeks straight. And let me also finish my point, because you said your point. I have never seen this amount of resistance towards authority. We have all, I'm sure, have bad interactions with cops or agents, whatever you want to call them. You don't resist authority, and that's a thing.
You don't resist authority, you bootlicking fucking cunt.
That's first of all, you don't know that that's what happened.
I've seen enough. You mentioned Alex and Renee. You mentioned plenty of people.
I'm talking about.
In fact,
we're talking about this incident in Maine.
Alex was not resisting.
Hold on a second.
First of all, the guy had a gun.
They took the gun off.
You're a fucking Republican. First of all, the guy had a gun. Therefore, he deserved to be executed in cold blood. I thought you supported the Second Amendment, bitch.
They shot him. You don't know.
See, this is why I can't do what Adam does. I'd be calling this bitch a cunt. I'd be calling her a bitch. I'd be calling her a bootlicking fucking coward. I would be pulled off air so fucking fast.
Yeah, and he was in radical Facebook
You're saying
groups. I don't want to talk about
You're saying
any
these
of
cute
people,
talking
'cause we're
points,
not
but
gonna
you just
agree.
said that because he's in
We're
a
not
radical
talking points.
Facebook group that it's justified.
Alex
you
goes,
don't
he
care about our
spits on
Constitution.
cops, he goes to protest,
He did not do that.
States violence. Yes, he did. There's videos of him spitting
You
on
are
police.
currently
He goes
using
to
talking
protest
points
as
to
a
justify
hobby.
murder.
No, I'm speaking to my opinion.
He goes to protests as a hobby. Therefore, he deserves to die. That's my First Amendment right, you repugnant bitch.
You think the
Nobody's
Martinez case that I
justifying
mentioned
murder.
from Chicago was bad?
I did not hear about that. If that's true, it's horrible.
Wait, do you think that
I
the
don't
cops
think
should be held
murdering-
accountable? Do you think the agents should be
Yes,
held
I think
accountable?
should. Do I think ICE should not now?
Okay,
ICE
so then-
is a
so
rogue
then you can
agency
condemn-
because that one ICE agent
Dude,
was
they
messed
violated
up.
100 court orders just in
Emily,
January. Just in
how
January,
many
they
ICE
violated
agents are there?
100
How many
court
ICE
orders.
agents
I don't know. You
exist?
tell me.
I don't know either.
They-
But
why
you're
would
saying
you
that
ask
it's
me
a
that?
rogue agent.
Then why the fuck are you bringing it up?
See, so you're speaking now on behalf of the entire group who's trying to deport illegal
Republican
immigrants.
judge named Schultz said they violated 100 court orders just in January. That is more court orders than any agency in the history of America has violated. Do you agree with ICE violating those court orders?
No, ICE should not
okay,
violate
so by
court
definition,
orders,
they're
but
a
ICE
rogue
as a whole,
agency.
you're saying ICE.
You can
ICE
use
is
your
an
talking
Let me let
points.
Emily
I-
have a, or Ashley have a word. Go ahead, Ashley.
Bro, he's cooking her. He's cooking her. I can already tell she's gonna get so triggered as this goes on.
I hear the point about Joe Biden's immigration policy. He didn't get it right. We can concede that. And so if you're on the right and you think Joe Biden went too far to the left, I think we have to look at what happened and say Donald Trump is going too far to the right.
In respect of
And let me
ICE?
now you done told him a couple times to be quiet. Now let me finish. Because in the beginning of the Trump administration and when he was running for office, he told us he was going after violent criminals. We have seen time and time again that is just not the case because the overwhelming number of immigrants in this country are actually not violent. So the premise in and of itself is false, but it was a helpful campaign tactic. Now, when I used to sit at this table at the very beginning and they would charge into apartment buildings and zip tie little kids, I was told that I was
naked, by the way. I don't know if you guys remember that when ICE did like a helicopter rope descent into an apartment building and then zip tied all of the naked children, U.S. citizens, mind you, outside. Do you guys remember that shit? That was insane.
being in Chicago overreacting and that they had to do it because that was what was happening then to fix Biden's problem. Okay, when then they deployed in California and we were saying, wait a minute, the mayor doesn't want them there, the governor doesn't want them there, that feels like a over.
Let me really quickly find that video because that video is fucking crazy, bro. ICE repels from helicopter. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find that. Helicopter, Chicago. Yeah, this is so long ago, it's gonna be very difficult to find. Let me try YouTube.
We were warned.
Whoops. ICE repels from helicopter, Chicago. All right, now that video is next to impossible to fucking find, but if you, or is this it? If one of the mods finds it, you can go ahead and link it. I can't find it.
Overreach. We were told they have to fix Biden's problem. Okay, and then when Renee Preddy was murdered,
Renee Preddy? Ooh, you mean Renee Good?
we're warning people that when people go rogue, when people, and if you don't like the word rogue, when people don't have any type of constraint, when they feel like they have the president of the United States that is saying, go do whatever, the then sitting DHS attorney saying, Kristi Noem, riding around, Bavino walking around in a Gestapo type uniform. When you let people go too far, you get murder.
What about respect to authority?
So,
Nah, authority can suck my dick. And also, ICE doesn't have any fucking authority. These are deputized white supremacists and Proud Boys. They just left. Like, there's a reason why you don't see the Proud Boys and Patriot Front nearly as much as you used to, and it's because now they finally have jobs, and that's within ICE.
So
law
the
enforcement.
I
DHS,
don't think anything that Renee
DHS
Goody.
I wasn't
I
even
will say.
speaking to you.
I will say this. I don't think anything Renee Goody good. I don't think anything Alex Preddy did, and any resistance to law enforcement deserves them not to be alive right now. And I would hope that we could all look at that footage and agree. But it is troubling that in America we don't.
She can't agree.
So let me just hold on.
You're a
Sherry.
professional rage baiter, and you're so immature.
Hold on.
You're a professional rage baiter, and you are so immature. Keep going, dude. Keep going. Oh, Adam, keep going. This is why I like you, bro. This is why I like you. You got under Rick Scott's fucking skin. Remember when he he was like, "Get your fucking finger out of my face!" Like, dude, that's so fucking funny. I gotta play that again.
Them not to be alive right now. And I would hope that we could all look at that footage and agree. But it is troubling that in America we don't.
She can't agree.
So let me just hold on.
You're a
Sherry.
professional rage baiter, and you're so immature.
Hold on, guys.
I don't know how the fuck he's not laughing, man. That's so fucking funny.
The DHS clearly understands, actually, that this is problematic.
Yes.
You know who Adam's girlfriend is, by the way? You know who Adam's girlfriend is? You're gonna love this. This is Adam's girlfriend. You guys know Yumi. You guys know Yumi, friend of the show, Yumiverse. That's this is Adam's girlfriend, bro. No shit. Like, dude, and she is far further to the left than he is. She is a leftist. She's a fucking socialist, dude. I know that she's gonna get into his brain. I'm telling you, he's a socialist in waiting. I'm telling you, bro. She's gonna corrupt his mind and turn him into a dirtbag leftist like the rest of us.
A couple days ago, Tom Homan said that he was brought in to clean up the mess in Minnesota. He had to discipline immigration officers for lying about an incident with an immigrant.
Now that we're not recording, let me turn the chat back on. There you go.
Today, CNN is reporting that inside of DHS, officials have privately shared concerns that repeated instances of ICE-involved shootings will derail public sentiment about the agency as Mullen is trying to rebuild on the heel of Kristi Noem's ouster. Markwayne Mullen came in saying the whole ball game is trying to keep ICE out of the headlines. But when you're pushing, as Senator Angus King said, to 2,000 arrests a day, what happens is that you're increasing the likelihood that
Yeah, wait, you know, I mean, I would make a second video about this, but I don't want to go back and watch it
random
again.
people are going to get caught up in what they
Hell yeah, Dead Sleep Nomad.
claim are targeted enforcement actions. So again, we can have a whole debate about how bad illegal immigration is. That's all fine. I don't think anybody is disagreeing that there has been a problem. Ashley just
No one
conceded
here,
that.
but
But
people
Horace, I'm asking you, it's about the conduct. Can we just talk for just 1 second about the conduct here?
Adam,
whether
Adam posted some hilarious, I think it's on Instagram. I'm gonna double check. I'm pretty sure it's on Instagram. Adam Mockler. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny, dude. Look at his face! Look at his face! Oh god, that's so fucking funny. Okay.
you think that this is a good look for any federal law enforcement agency?
No, I don't, and I've never suggested that.
I know damn fucking well. Yumi, if you watch this, I know damn well you made that. There is no shot in hell Adam made that. Yumi made that shit. Yumi had to make that shit.
I have suggested is that you can't sustain.
It's Giga Chatham. Chattamogler.
Cost associated with nearly 20 million people. And something absolutely has to be done.
So
Working class
a few
and black people suffer the most.
People who committed no crimes, like the 2 immigrant men who were killed in the last week, like Alex Preddy and Renee Good, they're just collateral damage in trying to recruit.
I blame Joe Biden. Thanks, Uncle Tom.
Some unknown amount of money
I
that you say
blame Joe
immigrants
Biden
are responsible
for creating an environment where, in the effort to try to address this, see,
How are you going to blame?
relatives.
How are you
I
going to
have
blame Joe
relatives
Biden for something that happened after he left
their
office?
Kid to the hospital because it's overcrowded. They can't get
What the fuck are you talking about?
treatment at the school.
They can't get cancer treatment. Motherfucker, Donald Trump cut pediatric cancer research.
For reading difficulties because it's overcrowded.
Okay, I guess what I'm asking.
No, it's not.
But Horace,
These are locally funded.
Horace, what I'm asking
From
you
federal
is,
dollars.
are you suggesting that people's actual lives, right? Like these people who we're talking about who are dead, those lives are an appropriate price to pay for broader societal issues?
Where do you guys keep wanting to add
I'm just
these
asking
words
you.
in?
Because
What
I
say
asked,
is
because I asked you a question and you responded by saying, well,
I started
the hospitals are
I
overcrowded, the
don't
schools are
agree
overcrowded.
that this is
I'm
good.
asking you,
I said
are the
that.
lives that are lost a price that you're willing to pay?
We're going to keep having lives lost until
American
we
lives
come up
by
with
illegal
a way
immigrants.
to deal with this problem.
Listen.
Whether it's American lives or whether it's immigrant lives, we allowed
Well,
a policy
here's the
that is
reality.
dangerous for the country.
As we've said many times, because it's true, immigrants commit fewer crimes than native-born Americans.
It should be
They are
zero.
not more responsible for crime than your neighbor who is a
It should be
native-born
zero.
American.
I wanna
And so if you want to blame immigrants for crime, you got to actually prove it. And they've never, look, I've been sitting here waiting. Stephen Miller goes on TV every day. He talks about it. There's no actual proof that immigrants are driving an increase in crime.
I could say,
We're not
he
talking
says
about
it could be
immigrants. We're
zero.
talking about
I'm like,
illegal
okay, it
immigrants. And I
also
think
should be
there's a
zero
difference.
deaths by ICE. Like, is that not a...
We can agree with that, but first of all, Abby, this
All right,
narrative,
let's
illegals-
let that be the last word since we all agree on that. ICE is pausing most traffic stops. And second, each ICE arrest team.
Adam fucked her up, man. Adam fucked her up. He's a really good debater. What the fuck? Look at the top. 900 deadly snakes ride flood wave and attack villagers? What?
So I don't know if you guys have seen this, but this looks like something straight out of a horror movie. Actually, it sort of vaguely reminds me of the Snakes on a Plane movie. Remember that? My reaction to that was the same as most people when they walked out of the theater. It was like, that was better than I thought it would be. I went into that movie thinking this is going to be the dumbest fucking movie. It's going to be stupid. I'm going to be,
Snakes on a Plane is unreasonably good for its premise.
Out within 30 minutes. And I walked out going, that was more fun than I thought it would be. So shout out to Samuel L. Jackson and the Snakes and everybody from the Snakes on a Plane movie. Anyway, I'm off topic here, but this looks like something out of a horror movie. 900 snakes in floodwaters, basically like riding the wave of the flood into a town in rural China. And this is like something out of a nightmare, dog. Like, this is crazy. Those are all snakes. Those are all snakes right there.
Dude, what?
Those are all snakes. It looks like some fucking Loch Ness Monster type shit. By the way, now I know why people thought the Loch Ness Monster was real. It was snakes, putting their head up out of the water. I didn't know. Me and Crystal looked it up after seeing this video. Did you know that every single fucking snake knows how to swim? Did you know that? I had no idea. I thought.
Yeah, bro. What? What did you think? That they were like, oh no, I can't swim, and then drowned? It's a fucking snake. Its whole body is a muscle.
The majority of snakes had no idea how to swim. Apparently, they all know how to swim. Guys, that's literally like a gaggle of venomous snakes.
That's so fucking funny.
These are not Loch Ness monsters. This is snakes floating around. What the fuck? I don't know about y'all, but I'm running as far away from this place as humanly possible.
Bomb the whole village. Glass it.
If I happen to live here. I'm going to show you one more time. Look at that.
That one's really cute, though. That one's like, hey, man, have you seen my gang? Because I haven't seen my gang in a minute. I got lost. Have you seen like a giant gaggle of snakes floating on the river at all?
It's terrifying. And that's a venomous snake, bro. These aren't like garden snakes that are fucking harmless. Look at this. Those are all snakes. Those are all snakes.
Wait, that one. Wait. That one's a goose.
Those are all snakes.
That one's a goose. That one's flapping its wings.
They're fucking harmless. Look at this. Those are all snakes. Those are all snakes.
That one is flapping its wings. Kyle, that's a goose.
Fucking harmless. Look at this. Those are all snakes. Those are all snakes.
That's a fucking goose.
Oh my fucking days. Oh my days. Look at this. Oh.
Dude, there's just one covert Spec Ops goose painted like a snake, embedded in the operation like an Israeli in the fucking IRGC.
It's unlocking new horrors that we didn't know were a thing. We didn't know was a possibility.
Oh, that's so fucking funny, dude. Snakes on a wave. Oh, is Trump about to go live?
Ja, mein Führer, I am ready to hear your soothing voice telling me everything is going to be okay. Mein Führer, I am here to stroke your little cock and balls. I'm here for your rub and tug appointment, mein Führer. Hello? Hello?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Holy shit. My boy who works on the New Jersey Transit just sent me this photo. Because of the heat. This is not AI generated. This is what's happening to the fucking train tracks. What? Dude, we live in a shithole of a nation. We live in a shithole. Social anarchism, thoughts? I don't support anarchism. I think that the overwhelming majority of people are too stupid for self-preservation. And they do actually need some form of an authoritative body in order for them to survive. Genuinely. So yeah, no, I mean, I think that with social anarchism, you would have no clean water. You know, you would have no fucking roads. Them motherfuckers is wiggling. Them motherfuckers be wiggling. Chris, don't try to understand how trains work. I mean, I don't, but I also know that there ain't no fucking shot in hell the track is supposed to look like that. There ain't no shot in hell the track is supposed to look like that.
Thank you much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Blanche, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Is it not true that Congress had to pass a law requiring the Trump administration to disclose the Epstein files? The Epstein Files Transparency Act passed.
It is to help slow the train down by providing more friction. No, Jack, I'm not trying to be rude here, but you are wrong this time. My buddy, his whole job is to like nail in the spikes on the train tracks and shit, and he sent this and he goes, yes, this is from the heat. There is so much steel here and the heat the steel expands in the heat, and then they work too much and it ends up snaking like this. That one is not intentional. His job is to fix that like right now.
by bipartisan roll calls in the House and Senate to finally get the files made public?
President Trump signed that law.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course he did. After overwhelming numbers of the House members and Senate members voted for it on a bipartisan basis because the administration would not voluntarily produce these documents. Now, I've mentioned
That's not true.
Well, what part of it isn't true?
We were prohibited by law from producing those documents. This is a Judiciary Committee. There are laws that did not allow us to produce those documents, which we made plain in numerous court filings. So and President Trump had said from day one to release.
Avo, I have heat expansion.
The files, even when he was running.
Yeah.
And so, yes, he signed it into law and we complied with it.
I remember, and everyone in the audience remembers, the links that the administration went through to delay production of these documents to the point where Congress did an extraordinary thing, discharge motion in the House.
I'll show you a discharge motion, Dick Durpin. Give me that bussy.
Bring this matter before them and vote on a bipartisan basis to compel your administration to disclose those documents. Let me talk to you for a moment about the survivors who are in the room. There are 10 individuals who were exploited and abused by Mr. Epstein. They are here today. None of them have had a chance to speak to anyone in the department or FBI, though they've asked repeatedly. So can I get your word under oath that within the next 30 days, you will personally sit down with these 10 victims and hear their case in terms of what needs to be done by the Department of Justice?
Chairman, I appreciate them being here today. I also have somebody from my office who's spent her entire career working on cases like Mr. Epstein's. She's in charge of our task force
Oh,
investigating.
my mama's
human trafficking.
FaceTiming me. I have to pick this up. I'm just going to click play on this and then mute my mic.
Available to talk to them.
She can sit right next to you. She can sit right next to you when you meet with these survivors.
I have never said I will not meet with survivors.
Will you meet with these 10 survivors? I'm asking you on the record.
If they have lawyers, as you know, I'm prohibited from meeting directly with them. I have met with counsel for survivors, as has many people in the Department of Justice, over 30. But if they are represented by counsel, we will work with their counsel. If they don't have a lawyer.
All right, gang. They've located my cell phone. UPS has located my cell phone, my new cell phone. So I am going to go and get that, and I'm going to set that up. I'm going to call it quits here for the live stream. Thank you very much for tuning into the Valenti broadcast. I love you all very much. And without further ado, I'm going to end the stream, and I'm going to go set up my new phone, and it's going to be good, and it's going to be fun. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Later, everybody. Bye-bye.